I am right now in the mid-Hudson Valley of New York, where we are exploring a few towns. We are gonna go on a little bit of a trail, explore some of the history, and obviously enjoy some of those natural beauty, and also visit a few national historic places. Which towns we are gonna go to? You have to stick around to see that. We are spending half a day over here, so come join me on a journey to explore a few towns in the mid-Hudson Valley in a half-day tour. These two statues, these two pieces, are made from the Berlin Wall, and the slogan below the statue is "Freedom from Fear." So right now we are exploring the Messier Park in Wappingers Falls. This particular area is called the Messier Homestead. This homestead was built in the year 1741, but the most interesting thing happened in the year 1777 when a businessman from New York, Messier, his namesake, he had a small tea shop inside of his house, and the local people and the merchants attacked him because they were unhappy with the prices of his tea. So they ended up looting a whole bunch of his supplies, monies. They drank his wine from his store. So this almost became a mini Boston Tea Party incident in the year 1777. So this area was called the Messier Homestead till the year 1891, when around 5 acres of land was added around this homestead and made it into Wappingers Falls as it's known today, with an agreement from the Messier family that this particular park and this homestead will always be called Messier Park. I just found something really cool. So here we have a tube well from the year 1894, which I think coincides with when Wappingers Falls was established. Yeah, this is locked, so no, I could not try it to work. But it would have been cool if this thing actually worked. So we are exploring the downtown area of Wappingers Falls. It is very small but charming. There are a lot of very unique stores. We are very close to Messier Park, and we are coming to the namesake, the waterfalls and the hydroelectric plant, I think. Now the bridge which we are on is a stone arch bridge built in the year 1884, replacing an earlier wooden bridge which connects basically the two halves of the village. The waterfall which we see, that had a very important role in the history of this village. In 1819, a small cotton mill was set up, leveraging those waters, which by the mid-19th century has evolved to be one of the largest print works in the whole country. Some of the houses which we see right on the banks of this small river, those were actually duplexes built for the workers.
That's our campaign slogan, sister.
Happy Days to hear again.
Good, that's right.
So next up, we are in the beautiful and the historic town of Hyde Park, where we are checking out the home and the library, probably not the museum though, of Franklin D. Roosevelt. Not the museum because we are a little late, and I have 2 young kids who doesn't seems to be thrilled with the idea of visiting a museum. But we are going to check out the house. We have just signed up for a tour and is going to go inside the house in a second.
In New Brunswick, Canada, now a jointly run park between the US and the Canadian governments. That was a summer destination. If there's one location where FDR's heart lives throughout his entire life, it would be here. And this is one of his playgrounds, his classrooms, his learning laboratories.
am inside the stables and this is massive. This room is just the accessories room for the horses, and this is bigger than probably a good sized Manhattan apartment. Now inside we found some of the name of the horses which used to live here, like Lady Luck or the New Deal. But the most interesting was this Palomine, which is a play of words of pal of mine, a friend of FDR, which itself is a play of words of Palomino, which is a color of a horse. This just shows the brilliant mind of FDR at work here. Right outside the house and the stables lies the final resting ground of the Roosevelts. Both Franklin Roosevelt and Eleanor Roosevelt were buried here in this beautiful setting, which is surrounded by a beautiful rose garden. We are in late October, so we don't see a lot of flowers, but this is an absolutely serene and a beautiful setting for the final resting place of one of the most powerful and remarkable presidents in American history. So after checking out the Roosevelt house, we are at the Vanderbilt mansion in Hyde Park. This place has a long history of different owners until it finally got bought up by the Vanderbilts in the year 1895, who obviously were one of the richest people arguably ever to live. They lived here in this 54-room mansion from the year 1899 because of sort of quick access to the New York City, where they could travel very easily on their own New York Railroad. Now, this area today is managed by NPS. The Vanderbilts donated it in the year 1940. We are coming in a little late in the evening. We are here at like 5:30. You can go inside the mansion, but you have to be here before 4. Now, to me personally, what is more impressive probably than the mansion are just the grounds. It is just vast, massive ground right next to the Hudson River, and the entrance I could not photograph that, but if you're over here, the entrance is just majestic. Opened in the year 1889, this right here was the world's longest railway bridge back then, and today this is the world's longest pedestrian crossway over a river. This right here in Poughkeepsie is our last stop on the day. It's getting dark. We spent maybe half a day going through a few places, and I felt like we have just scratched the surface. We will definitely be back here in this mid-Hudson River. Thank you for watching.